Hi everybody, I'm Julie Kerr, writer and director of the romantic comedy Geek Loves Punk, and I wanted to make a video about the coronavirus because that's the big thing that's happening right now, like everywhere, and I feel weird not making a video about the coronavirus. But the other thing I wanted to say, why I've been hesitating to make a video about the coronavirus, is because I am so not qualified, like, at all, to really talk about it in the sense of giving medical advice or even from a journalism standpoint. I don't feel qualified to really talk about the coronavirus. But since my channel is essentially it's a personal development channel, it's a how-to channel, if you will, I'll give 3 basic tips or steps or what have you as far as the coronavirus goes, just because it's so much impacted all of our lives. And and I do want to say first and foremost that 24/7 constantly I'm praying for the victims of the coronavirus, and I'm praying for anyone who's on the front lines, including one of my friends who he's worked at Whole Foods, the grocery store. He's worked there for several years. He absolutely loves it. And he's on the front lines. Like, grocery stores are definitely open, and at a time like this, they should always be open. Food should always be accessible, but they're really, really open right now. So he talks about how he absolutely has job security right now. And of course, his concerns aren't necessarily job security. His concerns is, victims of the coronavirus. But essentially, my prayers are for everyone who's on the front lines. My friends who are nurses, my friends who work at grocery stores, doctors, ER type folks, the people who drive the ambulances, those people. So just anyone who's actually on the front lines doing this. I'm even praying for, I say this with love, I'm praying for politicians, that they're just making the right decisions. All right, so and I'm praying for you, viewer, that you're just taking good care of yourself, being good to yourself during this time where there's a lot of uncertainty. All right, so my 3 steps on how to deal with, how do we all collectively as people deal with coronavirus, and this is just me as a filmmaker saying this. Step 1 is just to have faith. This would be the best time in your life to get back into whatever your spirituality is, whatever that is for you. You know what I mean? Like, it could be reading tarot cards, it could be meditating, it could be going hiking 6 feet away from people. It could be prayer, it could be reading scripture, it can be whatever your thing is. But have faith in something, just something, whatever works for you. But have faith that this is a strange time, it's an uncertain time, but have faith that everything's going to be okay. And I'm an optimist. I'm an arbitrary optimist. That's what one of my friends called me, and I absolutely love that. So because I'm an arbitrary optimist, when I pray, I believe that, when I pray that God's protecting people, I believe that God will protect people. So that's me. That's my faith system. But whatever y'all's faith system is, just start embracing your faith side. Like I said, meditate, whatever that is for you. Just light a candle and listen to your favorite song. Like, I don't know, maybe your favorite song is Hey Macarena. I don't know, do it. Do what you gotta do to just find your inner chill if you can. And so I remember in college, my buddy said, hey, have you ever journaled by candlelight? And I was like, no, I've never done that. And he's like, dude, you should try it. I was like, okay. So you light a candle and you just journal, right? So that could be like another step. But get back in touch with your faith, whatever that is for you, and have faith that the God, the universe, angels, whatever you believe in, that I do believe that we are protected and loved. So all right, that's step 1. Step 2 is, in my opinion, at least like once a day, if you can handle it, watch your local news. Excuse me. And I actually don't have a television. My roommate has a TV, but we don't I don't even know how you hook up a TV to look at local news or local channels. I watch everything on my laptop computer. So anyway, so I don't actually watch the local news, but I subscribe to the San Francisco Chronicle. That's our local newspaper here in the San Francisco Bay Area. So I subscribe to the SF Chronicle, and I check it at least, if not every day, but every other day. And I only check the news once a day. I think if you check the news too much, it will get to you. In fact, one of my friends, his husband kept texting him the news, and he had to tell him, like, kind of a lot, and he just had to tell him, honey, I love you, but please. Like, I can't take these updates every hour, I agree, it's too much if you're checking the news. Like, I say check the news once a day if you can handle that, but at least once a day, once every other day. And the reason I stress your local news, I do watch, my favorite news is PBS News Hour. I feel I'm actually not a super political person, so I hesitate to talk about politics in any way. But I feel like the PBS News Hour is very balanced. I feel like it doesn't lean left or right. That's my opinion. I think it's just the news, and it tells you the news, and you, the viewer, or I, the viewer, we can make up any conclusion we want after getting the information, and that's what I really like about the PBS News Hour. They're not telling you how to think, they're just giving you information, and you can choose what you think about that information. So yay, critical thinking. Leaving it up to us to do the critical thinking. So I watch the PBS News Hour. You can watch it on YouTube. I watch it on YouTube. And I just check it to see what's happening on a national level, especially with coronavirus. And then I check my San Francisco Chronicle to see how is the coronavirus affecting my city or the place I live, just if there's any updates, anything I should be doing. So, and then, oh yeah, okay, so that's step number 2. And step number 3 is just, so follow the instructions. I know right now things are uncertain. There's no vaccine. There's no cure, so to speak. So the instructions right now are like wash your hands a lot. I've been washing my hands like a lot. The only reason I go out is to get groceries sometimes. I do walk around Lake Merritt because if I'm stuck in the apartment, I go a little bonkers. So I do walk around the Lake Merritt, but like I'll wear a face mask and I try to stay 6 feet away from people. I mean, San Francisco is talking about they might start shutting down the parks because everyone's going to the parks. But I kind of get it. Everyone's just a little stir crazy. So they might shut down the parks, and I get it. If they shut down the parks, like, I'll respect that. But I also understand people going to the parks because just people are getting a little stir crazy. But anyway, so right now the instructions are wash your hands a lot, don't do big group gatherings. Everything's shut down, like movie theaters, that kind of thing. That's all shut down in San Francisco, and that's just smart. There's no vaccine. You know, church is shut down. I go to a gay affirming church. It's straight people and LGBTQ people who go to church together, and the official stance of the church is they're gay affirming. They don't believe homosexuality is a sin. Blah 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 blah. I already made videos about that because yes, I'm a lesbian who goes to church. Blah blah blah. My local church, you know, we're not meeting anymore, that kind of thing. So, which is just a bummer, you know. And I say that with complete empathy for actual victims of the coronavirus, or empathy for my friends working at grocery stores, and just I say that with all the empathy in the world. So yeah, so follow your local instructions, wash your hands a lot, that kind of thing. And finally, I do want to fully acknowledge that this is tough, and I say that with all the empathy in the world. One of my friends, you know, she's a highly intelligent, wonderful, amazing person, and what she's talking about, like on Facebook or Instagram, she's like, she says, I'm scared. This is scary. And she's like, I don't want to sound ungrateful. I don't want to sound like a jerk. And I was like, hey, she's not ungrateful. She's not a jerk. It's totally valid that she's scared, right? Because right now, I was watching the PBS News Hour, and they said to think of this a little bit like World War III, and the enemy is a virus. and it's something we can't see or touch or feel. You know what I mean? It's something that comes inside of us. Like, ew. I'm gonna edit that out. The virus is something that can like catch us. We can catch it, right? So it's just kind of, we can catch it without knowing it. So my friend who's feeling a little scared right now, you know, she's not being selfish or self-centered or jerk. She, you know, it's okay to feel a little bit scared right now because things are a little bit scary. You know, it's okay to feel a little bit of anxiety right now because things feel a little anxious, right? But having said that, I know one of my favorite authors is Brendon Burchard. And so, sorry, this book was, yeah, it's a little dirty. But one of my favorite authors is Brendon Burchard. It's called High Performance Habits by Brendon Burchard. This is his latest book. But he says like influence, I guess it's not up here, but influence and courage. But what he says is what he notices about people who are high performers, people who perform well in life, something he says a lot is like a lot of times we're going to have to be like the role model. A lot of times we're going to have to be quote unquote the strong people, the strong ones. So for my church, I went to like a virtual prayer meeting. It was like a prayer meeting using like Google Hangouts, right? And the person who led the meeting, she was crying. And she said, you know, basically she was crying about like victims of domestic violence. This coronavirus means they're stuck with, they're stuck in the home even more with their abusers. She starts telling this. She starts talking about this. She says, and she's crying. She's like, so she's praying for them. She's praying for children of child abuse. So because of the coronavirus, they're stuck in homes even more with their abusers. And she goes on this long list and she's crying. And it's really touching. It's touching. And going into this prayer meeting, I knew I was going to have to be the brave one, the strong one, and the funny one. Because I was like, you know, I have this little on my desk right here, I have this little angel that it brings me comfort. That's me. So I have this little angel, and in the prayer meeting, I was just showing people my angel, and I have all these action figures that make me really happy, like Princess Leia. I have Princess Leia, and her head bobbles. But anyway, I have all these action figures. Anyway, so I was just at the prayer meeting, I was showing my angel and my action figures, and people were laughing, thought it was funny. But anyway, the leader of the prayer meeting, she was crying. She goes into this long monologue, and she's right. I mean, everything she was talking about, she's right. So I told her, I was like, you know, the people in our society that are already vulnerable in the first place, now they're even more vulnerable because of the coronavirus. So I told her, now I'm going to pray even harder for just for everybody after what she said. And then another person in the prayer meeting cried. She cried because she misses her community. And I was like, I get it. She's stuck in her apartment and she misses being around humans. And being around humans, that's totally valid. Like, that's wanting to be around humans is, there's scientific reasons why we need to be around other humans. It's good for us. So one of them, she's like, I just miss being around people. I totally get it with the self-quarantine. I empathize with that. And then the third person who cried in the prayer meeting, she cried because, yeah, just the uncertainty. So if you're feeling anxiety, just understand, if you're feeling anxiety right now, you're not a jerk. You're a person, you're a human, and, you know, these are uncertain times. So I nothing but empathy towards what you're feeling. Don't feel bad about what you're feeling. What you're feeling totally makes sense. Yeah. So anyway, but follow finally. So anyway, 3 steps. Okay. Step 1 to the coronavirus is just have faith in something. Get back in touch with your faith in whatever you want to believe in, just to help find your inner peace. Like, this is the time where you can meditate more, or do tarot cards, or whatever your thing is, but this is really the time where you can get back in touch with your spirituality, and also have faith that everything's going to be okay. I'm an arbitrary optimist, but keep the faith, have faith. Step 2, watch your local news or read your local newspaper and just follow whatever instructions they're giving you, and just trust that they're giving you, trust that they have your best interest at heart, which I believe they do, especially at times like these. And step 3 is, once follow the instruction you're given. I know they're hard, but follow those instructions. Social distancing, washing your hands, that kind of thing. Final thing is, it's okay to feel what you're feeling. I have nothing but empathy for what you're feeling. This is tough. So those are my three steps to dealing with the coronavirus. And then I just have my faith. I have my heart of hearts knows everything's going to be okay. So I'm going to keep praying for the coronavirus victims. I'm going to keep praying for all the people on the front lines. I'm praying for the politicians, all of them. I'm praying for the Republicans. I'm praying for the Democrats. I'm praying for the independents. I'm praying for everybody that we can, that they're just making the right decisions and they're taking care of their people now more than ever, because we need great leadership right now. So that's what I have to say about the coronavirus. I hope this brought you a little bit of comfort. I'm just so not qualified to talk about this, but I felt compelled to say something. But anyway, if you're feeling anxious right now or afraid, one second, I think I need to sneeze. Excuse me. Anyway, so if you're feeling anxious or afraid right now, you have nothing but empathy from me, and you're in my prayers. Just to I get it, I hear you, and just have faith that everything's going to be okay. All right? Awesome. Okay, so I'm Julie Kerr, writer and director of the romantic comedy Geek Loves Punk. I don't feel comfortable doing, my only call to action in this video is be good to yourself, have faith, and take good care of yourself during this uncertain time. And trust me when I say I have faith that everything's going to be okay. If you want to know more stuff about me, you can look down below at all the ways you can connect with me. But my call to action is be good to yourself and have faith that everything's going to be okay. All right? Okay, I'm Julie Kerr, writer and director of the romantic comedy Geek Loves Punk. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless you.